Acknowledgement of country. I'd like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we meet today. I would also like to pay my respects to elders past, present and future. I am Nomad. Look out for trivia questions in this video. Our presenters for this episode are Nomad and Omar. Omar has a Middle Eastern heritage. He is a historian. His talents add a wonderful spotlight to family history. He brings vast amounts of knowledge with him. He will be pointing this out as we go about adding context to your findings and its importance. You will hear him say, it's not just about names, dates, and places.
Hopefully, you have been able to obtain or have collected the marriage certificates of your parents and grandparents. You may even have your own.
The details appearing on the marriage certificate are a document reference number, details of the bridegroom on the left and the bride on the right. Please note, this refers to Queensland certificates and other states may vary.
Of course, the document shows the marriage date and where it occurred. This is usually the town where the marriage took place.
The details of those married, showing the usual similar information, name, condition, that is bachelor or spinster, birthplace, profession, trade, or occupation, followed by their ages and then their usual place of residence. The next piece of detail shows the father and the mother of the bridegroom and the bride. The mother's maiden names.
Caution: this is one place to be aware of, especially the spelling of the maiden names of the mothers, if it is mentioned. We will come back to this later.
Below all the details, the place where the marriage took place is usually shown and the repeating of those who got married. You will see the names who were present. That is who witnessed the marriage. Following this is the registration date of the event and by whom.
At the top and bottom of the certificate are all the official details, location, year and the registrar of the district. Looking at all these details, you will be able to investigate and add context to the event. Examples may be the weather on the day, details of the place where the marriage took place, and residences of those who got married. A bigger picture begins to emerge of your ancestors' lives and the world they inhabited. Having explored marriage certificates and the wealth of information they contain, we now turn to what can be the most challenging documents in genealogy research.
We will now move on to death certificates. Please note that information contained on these documents can be very unreliable. We will discuss why shortly. Of course, this is other than the details about the deceased. As we look into what is on a death certificate, the main things to know that are correct are reference number, deceased's name, date of death, where the death took place, cause of death, plus details of the medical attendant certifying the death, the informant and their address, the registrar and date and place of the registration, when and where buried or cremated, plus 2 witnesses of the burial.
There is a lot of detail to take in, so be mindful. The information that may be in doubt includes the following details of the deceased parents: were born in Australia, and if not, how long they have lived here, marriage details, where age and who to, an issue, that is, children living, their names, ages, as well as the number deceased, males and females.
The reasons why these details may be incorrect may not appear obvious. First, the information provided by the informant, who may have been too distressed at the time and may have been confused, or they didn't know the details. The spelling of names may be wrong. I would think you get the idea about why not to take the details at face value.
The bottom part of the certificate is the official certification of the document.
Remember, if you take these details as gospel and add them to your tree just because, you are or may end up with a huge mess in your tree. Note, 2 sources are needed to verify details, so this should hopefully resolve any issues.
Returning to the caution about maiden names on marriage certificates, always cross-reference the mother's maiden name with other sources. Death certificates, in particular, may show different spellings or variations. If you find discrepancies, use birth certificates of siblings or the mother's own marriage certificate to verify the correct spelling. Now that we've examined all 3 vital certificates in detail, let's review your document collection to date. The following summaries show the key details from each certificate type that you should be recording on your pedigree chart.
Birth certificates. Full name of the person. Date of birth. Where born. Parents. You may have parents' marriage date and siblings.
Marriage certificates. Full names of the bride and groom. Town where the marriage took place and the date. Profession, trade or occupation. Usual place of residence. Parents of the bride and groom. Place where the marriage took place.
Death certificates. Deceased's name. Date of death. Where the death took place. Burial and where buried.
Takeaways from these 3 important documents. You would see that some details provide the 2 sources required. Each document has a reference, so you are meeting the requirements of citing and sourcing. Of course, that is if you are recording these details. Please record where you found the records, as this enables you and others to locate the information later, if needed. A lot of the details on the death certificate can be unreliable.
You may have noticed not all details from these certificates have been highlighted. In family history, we are usually only interested in the information mentioned above under birth, marriage, and death certificates. Beyond the documents, adding context. With all these facts and figures recorded, you might wonder what to do with them. This is where the real magic of family history happens. Adding context.
It is not just about collecting information about names, dates, and places, but the events around these. When creating a story about an ancestor, this brings them alive in our memories. What was happening around the time of these events? Who were the witnesses, relatives, friends, or someone else? What is their connection?
Before we end this episode, just a reminder. You should have completed details of your research into marriages and deaths on your research log. It's the same process as for births. Record where you found the details and the referencing of the documents. Get into the habit of doing this process as you go. It is vital, as you do not want to duplicate your work. Also, remember to update your pedigree chart with all your findings. Your tree is growing.
A quick word on the trivia you have been seeing throughout the series so far. Up to this episode, you would have seen 15 questions, and hopefully you have kept your 15 answers safe. We do not want to go into this too much at this stage. However, there will be a surprise waiting at the end of the series, more details to come.
Next time, we will be looking at databases, where you can store all the details you're finding, online and on your own computer. Have fun. See you in 2 weeks. With all of us here, we would be delighted for you to join our family. I am sure you know the drill. Click like, subscribe, and of course, please make a comment.